How's it going, guys? Panther Films here, and today we're going to be reacting to Season 10, Episode 6 of The Walking Dead. This episode is titled Bonds. Now, before we begin, there's two things I want to address from last episode that I saw a lot of people bring up. The first thing being Negan saying he doesn't kill kids. What about the Season 7 scene with Carl? Well, there's really no explanation for that one. Like, a lot of people said he was bluffing, but if he was bluffing, I feel like he would have addressed it, the writers would have addressed it in Season 8. You know what I mean? Like, they never brought up that scene again. It was like the scene never happened for the characters. It was weird. And it's just like, what? They completely forgot? And why would he bluff when Vic just threatened to kill him? Like, it's obviously not going to work, so he might as well just commit to it. But you could also say that Negan's willing to do whatever it takes to win the war, which kind of lines up with the end of Season 8. And that's my only explanation for that scene, because end of Season 8 he wants to kill everyone, right? In Season 7 he's going to kill Carl as a backup plan, basically. I don't think it was a bluff. Like, if it was a bluff, I can't see it being a bluff. If it was a bluff, it would have been better if it was Vic instead of Carl. You know what I mean? Like, he was going to kill Vic instead of Carl. That would have been so much better. And I think I would have preferred that if, Carl actually had that speech that Vic had, and it went from father to son. Like, the father said it in the first episode, the son said it in the finale. Legacy, right? Also, to add on this, I would have preferred if Carl did die there, because then we wouldn't get that awful death where he falls over a tree branch. Because nobody liked that death. Nobody. Like, that's the worst death in The Walking Dead, because, for one, it kind of ruined the story for Carl. It's like, why, you know what I mean? If Carl was just going to die to prevent Vic from killing Negan because they didn't explain it in the comics, whose fault is that? That's not Scott Gimple's fault, that's Robert Kirkman's, because he never explained why Vic changed his mind. And to be fair, it would have worked better if Morgan died instead of Carl, because I think there could have been something that worked there that would have stopped Vic. And you could have kept Carl alive, and Carl could have just convinced Vic not to kill him, Or he has to die, his dying wish, The second thing is Ezekiel, which, a lot of people are kind of mixed on. There's some people that are like, oh, Ezekiel doesn't deserve this, he's been through all this and then just to get cancer. It's realistic. It's realistic, but at the same time, people need to realise what storyline we're coming up to. Commonwealth, right? So, what does that mean? Well, bigger community, more doctors, probably a hospital. There you go. Big explanation like that. Ezekiel ain't... If he does die, then fuck, but this could be a way to save him. And it's a bit weird how, the Commonwealth was teased. It's a bit weird how the Commonwealth was teased at the end of last season, but we haven't had any... I think there's been rumours that apparently they might be in this episode, though. So, because I think they might have shown it in the trailer. I didn't watch the trailer for this episode, so we'll see. I hope this episode has Negan in it, but that's all I'll say on that front. Also, AMC, Shop AMC, LDS, and whatever the fuck the other company is. Can you stop with the copyright abuse? Like, it's 100% abuse. Like, especially with the smaller creators, because you don't really seem to hit the bigger creators, and you don't seem to hit the people that upload the whole fucking episode. So why do you hit people with 10 minutes of footage? Explain that one. Please start with this scene.
Let's do that.
If you don't start this scene, that's already a... Fuck you. He's obviously going to be in the episode. He wouldn't have been in the previously thing if he wasn't going to be in the episode. This was Season 8. Negan would have been in 3 episodes after that. There's no bullets in that. You had 3 bullets in episode 3, and you shot 3 times. Dog and Daryl. I just realised that scar got bigger. And he's like, where did that even come from? We never found out where that came from.
Destroy it.
You're gonna find the horde? Alright. Should have started with Negan though. That was going left, right and centre. Like, he was at Hilltop last episode, he was at, you know what I mean?
That's one of those boundaries again.
Yeah.
Noted.
He's not a spy. There's no way he'd be a spy. It doesn't... Fuck off. That theory doesn't make sense. So...
Honestly, fellas.
Oh, what? Okay, so why are they keeping Negan alive?
Oh, you got like Walker, Long Johns with little axes.
Oh, shit. Have they got bigger?
Cool your tits there, Jolly Green Giant.
What? I mean, he's not going to know whereabouts he is. They're in the middle of the woods. You know what I mean? It's a cool shot. Is that a drone shot? Or a crane shot? What was that? We've never been up here. Cool your tits, Jolly Green Giant. You better stay Franny McToonage, I swear to God. I'm glad we're not like building to the mid-season all the time. The only thing that's building is probably the Negan situation till the mid-season, but whatever.
It's a low to a timetable, but it is mighty
Has
good
he-
here.
Could he ever speak normally? Hits the fucking camera. Knocked out the cameraman. First the cameraman gets his head bashed in by Negan, and now...
It's not like that. Not at all.
Why not?
Why is he smiling then? Explain that one, Dal. It's cool we get scenes like this, because it's like season 1 and 2. Or season 2, more likely. Is that the Horde? Is that the big Horde, or is that just like a couple of them?
It's a whisper.
Oh shit.
Showing him our ways.
I agree with Beta here, it kind of doesn't make sense as to why you brought him back. Or why you even blindfolded him in the first place, but whatever. Considering you killed Jesus straight away. So this is what annoyed me about the comics and all. They just accepted Negan into the group. It's like, okay, fuck off. Negan admires that. Negan likes that.
Beta with benefit situation. He's a little mega motivated thing that just tightens my britches.
Gabriel, just wanted to swing by to grab a change of clothes for Coco.
Where's Gabriel?
Give us a copy.
They're gonna wait till the end of the episode to do it. I guarantee it. But there's a problem. Like, where's the big horde that they had? Where did they go with that? Man, that one wing depresses me.
Used up all the ammunition, remember?
Still some ammo left in the storage.
Finally fucking adjusted it. So for the people saying they should just use the ammo, there's barely any ammo left.
Trust me?
Because last season Dal said they have enough firepower to light the Whisperers up, but he was 100% bluffing, because then he said, because no one had guns in Hilltop, so it was like, okay. What the fuck? This music doesn't suit. Bay's getting a kick out of this. Like 3 of them are skinned completely, and that one just got a big chunk in it. Oh my fucking god. Negan's gonna get his ass handed to him, dude. I'm kind of glad they're doing this though. In the comics, it's kind of... Jesus. I'm glad they did that. They showed him like doing Whisperer stuff. It's kind of how they did it in the comics. Come on, this can't be a coincidence, dude. Like, the amount of people that are sick.
At the very least, I deserve a piece of bacon.
Oh shit. Oh shit, dude. He was totally gonna fight Beta, dude.
This is Tater Butt.
Is he seeing like, oh shit, like people kind of like him?
Come on back.
Because he's not afraid of Beta. Oh shit. Is that Stephanie? Already getting set up for the story after Whisperers. Jesus, how many? You only showed 2 and then about 5 appeared. What? Highly unlikely.
Unless there's a critical question needs answering.
Hey, Eugene's getting it, dude. Don't fucking sneaking up again. Damn it. They have to do that though. They have to build the tension. They have to. So before anyone says the Walker is still alive, you can hear it chomping. Daryl, that's fucked up, dude. That's bad. Daryl. Do you know what happened to Eugene? Gabriel? Maybe it could be just like an immune system thing. Like, if your immune system's weak, maybe like bad things happen to you. I still don't get why that Walker isn't trying hard to get him. Yeah, it may have its neck broke, but wouldn't it still at least try? Like, wouldn't its arms be flailing about? Where's Aaron? Why isn't Aaron saying anything?
No worries.
You know what I mean? Like, where's Aaron gone? Is he still out? Why wouldn't you go back to the group and say that they're poisoning the water supply? Everyone's getting sick, you saw them. You know what I mean? Like, what? Is Aaron the spy? I mean, at this point, he's not done anything to prevent it. Come on, please, 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 please. I just want to see what happens. Either he was forced to do it, or he didn't fight back. He's not a traitor. Oh shit, dude! Oh, fuck off. Wait. Was he sleepwalking? Is that what happened? And isn't Open Your Eyes the title of next episode?
I am here for Alpha, so you go ahead.
You legit just proved that Carol let him out of the cell. That literally confirmed that Carol let him out of the cell. Of course, it's fucking great. Negan's got the worst luck when it comes to knives. Let me guess, we're not going to see how he gets out. Typical. Typical. Yeah, come on, like, Carol's playing the Game of Thrones here. She's playing chess. She's moving the cards. She's letting Negan out, letting him go after Alpha.
Sense to me, purely.
Yes, 100% Stephanie. It's legit just the comic storyline. Which kind of scares me a bit, because if they stick very distinct to the comics with the Commonwealth, it's going to be bad.
You best bring that extra long tape measure on account of my humongous balls.
Imagine you just cuts her head off now. God damn it, Negan, don't kneel. God damn it. Cut her head off. What has he even got there? Is that a branch? I mean, to be fair, you can kind of make out how he got it. We just killed them all, basically. Or killed a couple and then van. Come on, you can't end it like that. Fuck you. No, I guarantee there isn't a promo. Fuck you. Why? I guess it is kind of getting into spoiler territory now, though. So maybe they're being a little bit. So if people watch the episodes early, they don't want like people to upload like the promo or whatever. That makes sense. It makes sense. I think that might be the weakest episode of the season. Now, granted, the Negan scenes are always great, and everything with Negan's always great. But for me, there's just too many issues with this episode that doesn't like. Everything that happened outside of this episode clearly didn't matter. Why keep Negan alive? I know you could say like they kept him alive because they learned he was from Alexandria, but I mean before that, why blindfold him and why go through all that effort? I guess to find out who he is, but it's still like, but why? You know what I mean? Like, because then you compare it to last season where they just killed Jesus and all that for no reason at all. And it's like, with Negan, you can kind of defend his actions in like season 6 to 8, but you can't defend the Whisperers at all. They killed Jesus for going like in their land, right? But how was Jesus and that meant to know? So that's my problem with that. The only problem with the Negan stuff is just like, why keep him alive? it's just a bit like in the first place, not after they find out he's from Alexandria. Just in the first place, why keep Negan alive? Like I guess the only evidence is just say, oh, like, you know, just to find out who he is, I guess. But and also the thing where they skipped over him killing walkers is a little bit bothering, but they always fucking do it, so it's not surprising. And then the biggest issue with this episode, where was Aaron? Why didn't Aaron say anything? How does someone explain that one? Like, Aaron just didn't, like, he wasn't even in the episode, so, like, Aaron saw Gamma contaminating the water. It's just a little bit contradictory, and there's two issues that can somehow be big ones. Like, why keep Negan alive if you kill Jesus straight away? You know? They don't, like, they bring in, like, this thing of, like, don't cross our border. Someone crosses the border, and then there's barely any punishment. It's like, okay. Like, they're going through the effort of contaminating the water, but they're not going to kill Negan when he crosses the border. It doesn't add up. Especially Beta, though. You'd expect Beta to fucking kill him, right? So, other than that, I think it was a good episode. It just wasn't my favourite this season. Some of the, like I said, the Negan scenes were great. The Cal and Dowell stuff, I mean, could have definitely been cut short. Like, all they did is just, you know, I don't know. There's something just weird about it, because it's obviously Carol is playing the Game of Thrones here, which is obviously like playing chess. She's placing all the cards on the table and she's moving the chess pieces into her favour. Because the way Negan said, I'm here for Alpha. You know what I mean? I'm here to cut her fucking head off. But I doubt that's going to happen in the mid-season. They still end up doing the storyline, but they just delay it a little bit. Because in the comics, it made no fucking sense. Like, oh yeah, they left Negan alone with Alpha, but granted, Negan was outside of the Whisperer camp a little bit, but this time he's in the Whisperer camp. But you still wouldn't leave him alone with Alpha. You know what I mean? You know, we've got Commonwealth coming up, and this is where the comics started getting very lazy with the storytelling. Like, they just rushed the Whisperers out of the way and then introduce these new characters, and then you end the comics. It's just like, well. So I hope they don't do that with the show. I mean, they probably won't. We already know the show's going to go past the comics ending anyway. I just hope the Commonwealth storyline's good, and I just hope the end of the Whisperers leading into this, like, whatever's going to happen with Negan and Alpha, I hope it's good enough to make it believable and make sure, you know, I kind of don't want Alpha to die in the mid-season, because I feel like that's just too predictable. You know what I mean? Like, that's something like season 5 and 6 would do, like build to the mid-season and then you'd have this big death in the mid-season. It's like, fuck off, don't do this shit. The thing that was different about season 9 is it had the 5 episodes that felt like one season. Like last episode, like the issue with last episode was the Magna stuff. It's just like, you know, I couldn't really connect to that. This episode has like the contaminated water stuff, and then it has that unbelievable Negan shit that is exactly like the comics where they just kept him alive for some random reason, you know. So yeah, it's 2 issues. It's not. I feel like I'm focusing on the issues here that, and less of the positives. So the positives, obviously Negan. The Negan and Beta conversations was great. That scene where like the music kicked in and they were doing like, you know, burying the corpses and stuff, like that was pretty funny. You know, the Commonwealth stuff, like, interesting, you know, it's exactly like the comics, and I think that's a good thing. The introduction of the Commonwealth can stay exactly like the comics, it's just afterwards it needs to improve. As soon as Negan goes to their camp in the comics, that's where the comic starts going downhill. I know a lot of people would just say, oh, it's a cool moment, it's an iconic moment. Sure, but it could have been done so much better. Like, the Whisperers just leave Alpha on her own with a new person in the group. Like, what? Okay. I don't see Alpha dying in this first half. If she does, because it's too obvious. I feel like it's too obvious, because comic readers are going to know exactly what's going to happen. It's too obvious. They have to change it up a little bit. Because if they stick exactly to the storyline, granted, they did stick to the Negan storyline in season 6, but even then that was different, because Negan and the Saviors attacked Vic's group at a gas station in the comics, and they just surrounded them. In the show, it was like they were playing with them. I enjoyed the episode. Like I said, I enjoyed the episode. I just think it's the weakest this season. Just because it had Negan in it doesn't mean it was a good episode. You know, look at season 7 and 8. Yeah, just because Negan's the highlight, definitely, but it doesn't mean just because Negan's in it, it's a good episode. But I do feel like this episode could have just focused on Negan, and then next episode focus on like the Sadiq stuff, and then Negan and all that. You know what I mean? This episode could have just focused on Negan. We didn't need the Cal and Dowell situation and stuff, but whatever. It is what it is. Episode 6s really have a weird pattern in the show. Like, they're always the weakest episode. Like, you had the finale of season 1 was the weakest episode of season 1. And then we had, like, episode 6 in season 2, which was Secrets, which wasn't a bad episode. It just wasn't the best. And then we had, like, season 3's episode 6 was good, though. Season 3's episode 6 was pretty good, with, like, Merle finding Glenn and Maggie and stuff, and taking them back to Woodbury. That was good. And then you have, like, Vic's conversation with, like, Laurie and that. It's pretty good. And then season 4 was the Governor, like, I guess you consider bottle episode, but whatever. I don't mind that. The Governor episode was fine. I was okay with it. Building to the mid-season as usual. Season 5 had that Carol and Dowell mission into Atlanta, where they went to Atlanta and stuff to get Beth or find out what was going on. And then season 6 was the Dwight episode, which wasn't bad, where they first met Dwight. There was just the Abraham and Sasha stuff was a little bit weird, and then season 7, we all know what season 7's episode 6 was. Season 8's episode 6, that was bad. Like, fucking Rosita shoots an RPG at one dude. Okay, waste the rocket then. Okay, just for a cool moment. Like, come on, the show's not meant to be about that. It's not meant to be about this cool moment, just like that looks like an action film or something. Like, no. And then season 9, episode 6. Season 9, episode 6 was good, though. But yeah, this is a good episode 6. It wasn't, like, the best. It wasn't the worst. It was just kind of average. And this is the first time I've actually shit on the show quite a bit, though. Since season 8. So, last season I loved. This season I don't think's better than season 9 so far. Definitely not. It's good, it's just not as good as season 9. Season 9, like, felt like 2 different seasons. This just feels like they're going to spend all season fighting the Whisperers, and it's going to be annoying. I know that you don't want to rush it, but at the same time, like, can't you just stop the Whispers in, like, episode 13 or something and then move on? Why does it have to be, like, a finale thing? Why does it have to be, like, an episode 15 thing? 13, like, episode 8, the war kicks off. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is the war. 13, the war ends. 14, the herd comes into Alexandria. And then the herd gets wiped out in 14. And then episode 15 and 16 are the Commonwealth stuff. That's what I do. But anyway, I will see you in the next one. Ta-ta and farewell.